Oh, right, what is up, guys? My name is Ajay Plays. 2026. We made it. We made it, everybody. So, depending on how I decide to upload this is either going to be the first video of 2026 or the second one. Because, of course, at the end of the last one, I said something about, you know, the Lego being the first of 2026. This is probably going to be the second one because I've got to film this in sections. But you know, yeah, 2026. We're here already. It is crazy. Don't know where 2025 went, but you know. Yeah. It is crazy, but you know, as I said, I wasn't going to be slowing down anytime soon, or anything like that. Obviously, different plans this year for like sorting out stuff and all that kind of thing. But long intros are long intros are tedious. For this section today, we have two new Nerf guns, of course. It's the whole reason I'm on camera right now. But of course, I said section. There's going to be more. There's probably only going to be one more, but it's going to be a longer video. The last one was just the two, and it was the last one of 2025, so I kind of had to rush it a bit. But this is a longer video. We're going to take our time with these ones. So we got a gel fire, we got a Nerf gel, and we've got I'm really happy I got this one. Not gonna lie, I'm really happy I managed to find this one. But we're gonna get into the gel fire first. Ladies and gentlemen, the Nerf Gel Fire Ghost. This is a bolt action, of course. Well, Nerf bolt action, because it's just back and forth. This is the Gel Fire's answer to the sniper rifle. This is a gel ball sniper rifle. So, how the fuck did I manage to acquire this? I found this thing in a fortunate spot, actually. Surprisingly cheap, considering we don't get this kind of stuff very often in the UK. Hasbro, please sort that. I want the Gel Fire Raid. That's a 5-round fucking shotgun with a hopper. Come on, get that shit over here, man. But I digress. Back to the Ghost. This is the Ghost. It's a big boy. Now, this thing, it's an integrated hopper. So it's the little tiny one there. Door opens on one side. Load your rounds in. Pull the bolt back, and that went everywhere. Lovely. I've got my bin set up behind the camera so that, you know, these things don't bounce all over the place and mess my room up. So, yeah. Ooh, come on. Oh, wow, that is on there. There we go. Removable barrel extension, supposedly to give a performance boost, but I don't know. Just have a quick one into the bin here. Yeah, that does sound a bit different. So we got the extendo barrel. Just the one button on the side. Pull it off. Got a very orange looking muzzle brake. Looks quite nice. Got a larger diameter barrel on that end, and then obviously the skinny on that side. It's got the handguard on it as well. Handguard is quite nice. You know, it's got some texture. It's quite large. It's got the 4-stop. Not much of a 4-stop, but it's got a 4-stop. And a rival rail on the bottom, because why not? And you know, just compact it. Okay, so compacted down. This is the Ghost main unit. This thing is surprisingly light, but not in a bad way, funnily enough. The bolt does unscrew, and then you can shove it on the left side if you're left-handed or something. But I'm right-handed, so I like to keep it on the right-hand side, so then I can, yeah. So, getting into the aesthetics, obviously this looks very little like a sniper rifle. Put the extended barrel on, it looks a bit more like a sniper rifle. On the main unit itself, we got another rival rail up top, we got a front sight, and the adjustable rear post from the rival AccuStrike line, or whatever they decided to call that, I can't quite remember. There we go. As already mentioned, we've got the hopper, which is an integrated one so that it doesn't get in the way of the sights. Pop the flap open, grounds in, flick it up. Nice, very smooth cheek rest here. It's very, very smooth, quite very nice to put your face on it. The grip as well, very, very chunky, very comfortable. This is this is a thumbhole stock, as you can see, but it's not particularly wrist blocking at all. It's surprisingly comfortable, and it lines up on the arm quite nice. At the complete back, obviously, red plate. It's quite smooth, it's comfortable. One side, it's got a button, pull that out, and it's got multiple positions. So there's 1, 2, 3, and it's got 3. Now, all the way out is my preferred, because I don't really like crunching. I don't really enjoy crunching up, you know, especially with this being a sniper rifle. You know, you want that extra little bit of comfort, and it does hold really well. It holds really well. It's really comfortable. It's nice to shoot, nice and clean. Safety, also, like every other gel fire, put it that way. Can't pull the trigger, pull it that way. You can pull the trigger. Mine has a habit of jimmying itself. I don't know if you can see that. Right, hold on. It kind of, after a trigger pull or two, it kind of switches, and then you get the crunch of the mechanism trying to lock itself closed. I don't know why it's doing that. That's probably just mine, but it doesn't impede. Funnily enough, it doesn't impede when it's firing. You prime it, it doesn't have that problem. Prime weight, fairly standard. It is fairly standard for a Nerf product. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm gonna take the booster barrel off for these shots, because it is just fucking exploding them everywhere. So, you know, it's, and because it's a bolt action system, you don't really have many misfeed opportunities unless you, like, pull the bolt back and then leave it open for a bit. I've had a couple of shots where it's been, like, 2 rounds have gotten in somehow instead of just the one. But if you just do like a quick pull back and forward, the feeding is consistent, which is good. You'd hope so with a fucking Springer. Unlike the fucking Legion or something, which is like, oh yeah, it's just 2 balls in one go. Or the Igniter as well, thinking about that. That had a lot of feeding issues. But this thing doesn't. So, yeah, it's a long boy, of course. You know, it's rather long. In the grand scheme of Nerf, it's probably quite short, but you know, it's Nerf's contribution to the sniper rifle setup, and it is very nice. The build quality on it is solid enough. You know, they've used good plastic, which Nerf has very rarely had plastic quality issues unless you're going for the Alpha Strike line, then in which case that's on you at that point. But yeah, I mean, if you're a gel ball player, I guess, if you're into the gel things, you've probably got a dozen things that shoot harder than this and quicker. But very few things can replace the feeling of using a sniper rifle, and this gives just that exact feeling of using a sniper rifle. In terms of gel blasters, it's, as far as I'm aware, it's in its own league in terms of just sheer playability. Because this thing is fun. Like, this hopper was full a couple of days ago, and it is not very full anymore. I have had quite a few shots with this thing. It is very nice, very fun. So, if you have a Nerf collection and you're stuck with darts through like the M1 debacle and Ultra and all that other stuff, and you don't do gel fire, I wouldn't recommend it, because it is a gel fire product. You know, you can't use it immediately, you've got to hydrate the rounds, all that other thing. I'm thankful I have a Lucozade bottle full of them from previous gel ballers that I've got, so you know. But it comes with plenty of rounds. I think it came with like 5,000 or something, and I believe it's an 100 round hopper. I could be wrong, I'll have to fact check that. But you know, it is a sniper rifle, and as you all know, I guess at this point, I have a bit of a penchant for sniper rifles, as much as I have a passion for shotguns as well. But yeah, you know, this thing is fun, it is high performing, and it is consistent. I have not had any feed issues with this thing yet. As far as I'm aware anyway. I didn't have a blank trigger pull, which I can demonstrate without actually firing anything. So, it doesn't sound like it pops too hard, but believe me, shit pops, especially with this thing on the end. But yeah, Gelfire Ghost. If you are a gel ball person and you like the whole play thing of gel ball and gel rounds in general, you've probably already got something that performs better than this. with higher capacity and possibly a higher rate of fire, but I guarantee you that it won't be as fun as this. It really does make you ironic. Oh god, this is going to sound so corporate and corny, but it does make you kind of pay attention to each shot instead of just being like, oh well, I've got hundreds in a hopper, so I'm just gonna point and accuracy through volume. But no, this thing is good. This thing is good. It has a hop up tab somewhere in here to make it a little bit more accurate with the booster barrel, which is what you want, because this thing adds FPS. So you'll want something to make it a little bit more accurate. But yeah, overall, the Nerf Projal Fire Ghost, if you can find it, I was lucky enough to find it on Amazon for like 20 quid, and that was a few days ago. Well, no, it was like what, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I could be wrong. It could have shot back up again. You know, it's done that in the past. That's why I've not really got it. But you know, it's fun. It's fun. And speaking of build quality, I believe this comes from Tovelzerky or something. No, that's the seller on Amazon at least. It's a model 1887 replica, and it is predominantly metal, so it is very hefty. Lever action, of course, shell fed like the real 1887. Pull the trigger, fires a dart, and then let me see if I can get this on camera here. Fires out the shell, loads another one in, and it has, like the real 1887, it has a five capacity tube, and then space for one in the chamber to make. Oh, yeah, that happens sometimes. To make an authentic 5+1 experience. This thing is fucking insane. You want to talk about build quality? Brother, this thing has build quality. This entire bit here, like, other than the... oh no, even the hammer is... wow, okay. This entire piece here, and some of the support that goes across, this is all metal. Everything that's mechanical in here is high quality, you know, properly tuned cold metal. It is very heavy. It is ridiculously heavy for what this thing is, and it is cool as fuck. Let's just see if I can try and demonstrate the tube here. So, chamber up top, and then the tubes down the bottom. You take your shell, you stick it in, and then you shove it in the tube right down there. So you can take 5. It's finicky. Good. It takes a bit of time to get used to. I still haven't quite perfected it, as you just saw. So yeah, this thing is shell fed. So you can use half darts because there's no dart post in any of the shells, thank God, because I hate shells with dart posts. They are incredibly annoying. No, that's not where I wanted you. Get out of there, please. No, okay. But yeah, you get the 5 shells in there. You can put one in the chamber. You can fire it off, and you just this thing is so fucking cool. It also came with like a shell paddy thing that like velcros to the side with like a adhesive plate so that you can have the other 5 shells on tap. How the fuck am I gonna do it? Anyway, so starting off at the front, orange tip, because that's a legal requirement when you're making mock firearms. So orange tip, nice and wide. Not that, you know, if you take this thing outside, the colours are probably going to throw people off, but you know. And then of course you got the whole barrel here, and then at the bottom you've got the tube with a quite a hefty spring in it. That's the shell tube, or the magazine. So it's got a 5-round internal, and then obviously you can just pop it open, slap one in the chamber, and then you've got 5+1, because a 6-round capacity and a 5+1 is apparently different. I wouldn't know. I don't do many actual guns, but you know, I don't know, I dabble occasionally in the knowledges. So, obviously, handguard up here on both sides. It's very comfortable. This thing is... There's no iron sights on here, but you do get quite a little bit of a plasticky rail, but I guess they had to compromise somehow for having, you know, this whole back end being, you know, like high quality metal kind of thing. I will admit, this thing was not cheap, but I didn't mind paying for it because, you know, I did my research ahead of time. I always do that when it comes to, you know, the slightly more expensive stuff, because if I'm not going to like it, I won't buy it, you know. But, you know, I did my research on this ahead of time, and I knew that there'd be quality in it. I knew it would last, basically. And oh boy, is this thing gonna last. So, moving past the rail, you've got the whole mechanism here. Got a little mock hammer, and then lever, which is like with the Busby Sentinel, metal lever. So opens all the way up, and you've got your chambering mechanism in there. You've got your gate and such in there, and then, you know, the shell launching, the shell ejecting mech back there. It is very finely tuned, and it is very nice. It's a very nice just thing. Nice confirming click when the chamber shuts, and then the trigger pull, I mean, there's a little bit of take up and a clean break, and it is very satisfying. It is very satisfying. And then you're just doing that. I probably shouldn't dry fire this thing too much, but Like, it is a very nice action. It's very clean. The prime weight isn't too bad, which, considering how much this thing can punch, is impressive. I'm assuming the spring's all in here, and there's not much space in there. But moving to the grip, it is very swept back. It's quite a swept back. It's a mare's leg setup. So instead of having a stock, you know, you just... I should probably stick a shell in it, to be fair. Just for solidarity, I guess. I don't know. Get that out of there. There we go. So the grip is comfortable. It is fairly smooth, however. So, you know, texture is not really... Texture's not really there. But it's a model 1887, you know. If you're buying this for the novelty of having, you know, the actual mechanism working properly and all that kind of thing. You're paying for the quality. Definitely not the performance, as far as I'm aware, but I could be wrong. I haven't really ranged this thing yet. I've got a lot of space I can cover anyway. But, you know, it's crazy. It is just the quality overall on this guy is ridiculous. The trigger, nice and clean. You know, it's not a heavy trigger pull. It's not... Whatever they've got in there, whatever spring they've got in there, it's very nice, very comfortable. The overall ergonomics is a little bit janky, obviously, because, you know, but the trigger's nice and clean. It's positioned well. You know, it's just a good amount of pull for what you've got to deal with, and it is surprisingly aimable without any sights on it, because, you know, it's just a straight shot, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, what else can I really say? It's a Winchester 1887 that fires Nerf darts and functions very well. I'm quite happy I actually decided to get this, because I'm getting better at that. It is very nice. The quality is amazing. You know, it's the parts that matter are cold to the touch. It's just I think every ounce of the budget was put into just the metal of the mechanism, and then, you know, they plasticed everything else, because this thing would weigh a ton if everything was made of metal. But yeah, I mean, overall, if you're into, like, the real thing, obviously there's going to be some flaws that you can point out or something. But if you just like having fun, like if you're a target shooter or something, this is, as far as I'm aware, about as close as you can get to, like, a functioning 1887 Nerf model. Like with the shells and such. Shells are plastic, by the way. You know, they're a very rigid plastic. They can survive hitting the floor, which is good, because that's probably where they're going to end up a lot of the time. But yeah, I mean, overall, if you're a casual, this probably isn't up your alley, mostly just due to the sheer weight. You know, it's not... I can't imagine using this thing for a whole Nerf war, maybe as like a backup or something. somehow. I don't know how the fuck, but I guess you could just, you know, just be like, just have it pointing and then be like, oh yeah, or something. But you have it in like a gun sheath or something, just on your back, and just be like, oh, time to go. So yeah, if you're a casual, you're probably not gonna want this unless you really want something that is like a functional replica. I mean, this thing looks good as a display piece as well. Like, it looks good. Or if you're doing like a Western, or like just something that would use this in a cosplay or something, it looks nice. It's got some weight. And obviously, like, convention holders and shit would be a bit hesitant about you firing anything, let alone Nerf darts. But it's just off enough in terms of colors that it looks like a toy, and especially with that on the end. Right, come on, is that a cap? Oh, that's on there. But yeah, overall, I actually don't even know the full name of this thing, so I'm just gonna call it the Winchester because that's what it says. The Winchester Model 1887. I don't know what the M stands for. I'm guessing that's meant to be for model, because then you could just say M1887. But you gotta give it its proper title. This guy is just crazy for what it is. So casual nerfers, maybe not really. Competitive. Look at it. It's shell fed, and it has an actual like gate. Pros aren't going to be using this thing, to say the least. If they're going to be using anything, they'll probably be using like a direct pull rough cut or something for a shotgun. Or maybe an eliminator that they've taken the time to fuck up. But I think if you're a target shooter or something, or if you just like, you want something quality that you can, pick up every now and again, fire off a few times, and then put back down, it is suitable for that kind of thing. I just can't get over this whole back bit. The quality of the mechanism is brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. So that's the Model 1887, and yeah, it's the end of section 1, I guess. So there will be a cut very soon, probably mid-sentence or something, and it's gonna be another. Okay, we are back for part two of this video. Yeah. So this is, excuse me. So this is the second part and the final one so far. So that's good. We've got two on the docket again today, folks. Obviously, separate day. My hair looks like shit because I've barely been up. It always looks like shit anyway. But there we go. Today we have again two. We got two, but they're both rival, and they are both ones that I have been trying to get my hands on, especially the second one, for such a very long time. And it always seems to be, when it comes to getting my hands on stuff that I've wanted for a long time, it always seems to be rival for some reason. So so, you know, it's one of them. I guess Rival's just the cooler line. I don't fucking know. Either way, we're gonna get into this, and we're gonna start things off with the Nerf Rival Accu Mirage. So this is a part of the this is a part of the AccuStrike, technically, side of Rival. So this is the whole thing. It is a Top Prime. Jesus Christ. It is a Top Prime magazine fed or breech load for some reason. I don't know why they did that. Pistol in the Rival series. So we've got the 8-round mag here. You stick it through the grip. You prime it back. Round gets loaded into the breech. You pop that in, and you fire, and it's got a very nice pop. Mag release is up here, only on the one side, and it doesn't mag drop, which I guess for Rival is a good thing. Oh yeah, that's and set up. Okay, so it is a magazine fed pistol. I haven't had chance to. Well, I say I haven't had chance. I could do it on camera right now, but I can't be bothered. From my understanding, this thing is compatible with the majority of the Rival mags. I mean, obviously, the orange ones are kind of, I guess, made for these, but it will take the other ones. So you shove your mag in, and actually, let me try this breech load real quick, because I haven't tried that yet. Yeah. So there we go. Right. Try that with the mag in. Yeah, that works just fine. So, moving from the front to the back, we've got a barrel thing that looks like an end strike lug, but doesn't fit any end strike attachments. It is purely there for lay cosmetics. We've also got a little sling thing here, which is on a swivel. We've got just a concussive amount of rails on the front. We've got one on the top, one on each side, and one on the bottom, and then we've got one back here for 5 rails in total. Getting further up, we've got the sighting. We've got the sights, so we've got a hard front post, hard rear sights, and then kind of I guess an alignment kind of thing. I'm not sure. I have no idea. But because of the design of this thing, you physically cannot brace to use the iron sights. Especially if you've got this thing primed, because the prime is at the back, which means you can't shoulder this. There we go. So yeah, the aesthetics of it look really good, but I don't think this was necessary. All the rail, like, if you just got rid of this and that, like that's a good looking design. And then you've just got that. Overall, moving to the grip and the trigger and such. The grip is surprisingly comfortable, considering it has a massive hole in it. I'm assuming so that you can, I don't know, pop your mag out, check if you've got a round or something. I don't know why they did that. They made it, but they made it comfortable. You know, it's got a finger choil right here, very nice. Fits my middle finger perfectly. The trigger pull, the prime, by the way, the prime on this thing is surprisingly heavy, and so is the trigger pull. Like, I didn't even mean for that to go off. Like, I'll do my classic trigger pull demo. So here we go, little bit of take up, and a clean break. The spring in here doesn't feel great, but very few modern Hasbro Nerf products have very, you know, good feeling triggers. It's quite rare now for some reason. Overall though, it is quite nice. You've got a safety up top, so push that forward. Trigger does not move. Push it back. Trigger moves, and you are able to fire. So, does this thing have stand fire? Oh, wait, that. Oh, it does. It does have stand fire. Okay, cool. How many are there? Three. Ah, I might as well just fire the rest of these off. What the hell? Not today. Right. Overall, pointability is very nice. You have to hold it out quite far to use the irons, and we are all out. You have to hold it quite far away from your face to use the sights properly, but I mean, this thing's a pistol, so you know, you're going to be using it like a pistol anyway. Ooh. And of course, this is a thumbhole stock, but because it's not actually a stock, it's so fucking far away from your wrist, you can basically fit your whole hand in there anyway. So, if whatever circumstance you'd need to be like, oh yeah, just do this, and then be like, stick your curve it a bit, give it that little bit of a curve. Hello, dunk. But yeah, overall, this is a thing. Obviously, because this thing is mag fed, you can use the bigger mags. Although the magazine on this one does have a quick pull thing on it, so that you can, I don't know, pull it out easier, I guess. Even though doing that is not that much quicker. But overall, I mean, this thing is basically an Apollo, except it's got a top prime, and you can breech load, and it's got a shit ton more tactical rails on it. But I like it. It's the quality of the plastic is Hasbro quality. Ooh, okay, that's a tad creaky, but overall, plastic quality feels good. It feels like it's gonna last, which if is something you're concerned about, obviously this will last, it'll be fine. But yeah, if you're a rival player, I guess, I don't know, Do you play Rival, or do you just have like a subcategory of Rival? I don't know. If you're a Rivaler, you've probably already got an Apollo or something like this. But if you haven't got anything like that, this is definitely a solid choice. And it's fairly cheap. If I remember correctly, it was fairly cheap. And you know, it's good as like a slung. You know, just slinging it off of the hook or something. Or you could primary this if you were insane enough. I mean, in a Nerf war, you can primary a Jolt. So, but overall, I mean, this thing is comfortable. It shoots really well, as you just saw. It points really well. Comes with the Accu rounds, so if you do need another shot, it'll still be on target. Overall, I like the looks of it as well. It's just a very, you know, sci-fi-esque kind of thing with the patterning and such. The tactical rails do add something, I guess, like to the look of it, and you know, it's not particularly heavy or anything. It's fine. It's a magazine-fed pistol in the Rival series. It's good. So yeah, it's the Rival Mirage. And moving on to folks, you're not gonna believe this. Every single time Rival has been bought up, specifically when I first got the Takedown, which was a very long time ago. I can't even remember when that was. I stated that I wanted to get my hands on a Rival Saturn. You can see where this is going. I finally got a Rival Saturn. It took so long. Like, it took so long to finally get my hands on this, and just, I could not be happier. This thing, nice. This thing is exactly what I thought it would be. It is just a long... It is a beast. So ladies and gents, for those of you who haven't been keeping tabs on this channel since that takedown video, this finally is the Nerf Rival Edge Series Saturn. It is a giant, and it's a big, it's big, it's a big boy. It is a 10-round pump action slam fire shotgun style blaster, and I don't know what kind of God smiled upon me for me to be able to get this. That's I finally have it. In fact, I was actually I was so surprised I got this because personal thing, I don't know if anybody else does, but when they get stuff delivered, I put like nicknames on it so that I know like what's turning up, instead of just like, oh yes, the delivery number has no. And I was so excited that I finally got this that I put in brackets finally after Saturn, and I am just so glad I finally have this thing. It's so good. Okay. Alright, that's all of them. Oh boy. So, yeah, this thing is from 2019. The Mirage, I believe, was from last year. I could be wrong. It's either 25 or 24. 24. Okay. Whereas this gorgeous machine is from 2019. So this is 7 years old now. Yeah. And it is beautiful. It is just a beautiful, beautiful work. So, front to back. At the front, we got our muzzle, obviously, barrel with the hop-up tab. Did that Mirage? Oh, the Mirage did have a hop-up. Okay. And then at the bottom, we got a very thick sling loop, like a very thick sling loop. And then on the top, we've got 2 sections of rail separated by. Oh, hold on. There we go. Separated by the breech. This has a 10-round internal magazine. And it is big, it's long, obviously, to have the magazine and that in it. Going down to the grip, which is very big, very comfortable, a little bit slick, you know, a little bit too slick, but the detailing on it is very nice. It looks like a faux wood pump, which is very aesthetically pleasing for this thing, considering it also has a faux wood stock, which is hollow sounding and very tiny, with a sling in here. The grip has some texturing, of course, so that you can actually, you know, get a grip on it. It is very swept back. Like, we are talking mare's leg version of wetback. But the trigger lines up very nice. Of course, at the front as well, we've got our front post, and then at the back, we have got our little rear sights, and then just a bunch of other stuff in between. The trigger is very nice. It is also a slam fire trigger, so hold the trigger down, pump back, pump forward, and it shoots around immediately. The trigger brake, so let's have a look at this here quickly. So no pressure, all pressure, and then a clean. That trigger pull feels heavy, but satisfyingly heavy. You've also got another sling loop through here. The safety, which is only on one side. You've got the safety, so down. You can't fire. Up. You can. You've got a jam release, or a pump release, on the left side only. So you've got a reprime switch. So pull that down. You can reprime to either double load or clear out a jam or something. You know. Actually, let's put an AccuRound in here. See what that does. I'm gonna like shoulder this very weirdly just so it gets a shot on camera. Woo! So, overall practicality. No, my overall thoughts. First of all, I am so fucking happy that I finally got my hands on this. It cannot be described how happy I am that I finally got my hands on this. It is everything I expected it to be. It is a little creaky. but it is kind of old, and the grip and the stock come separately, so you have to like plug that on. So obviously that's going to introduce some shiftage. Overall, with this being like a late 2010s Hasbro product, the plastic does feel a little thin. Not as much of the stock and the grip, but the main body does feel slightly thin in some places. But it's gonna survive a few drops, like everything that Hasbro makes. It's gonna survive. It's gonna survive the drops. But you know, it is big. It is beautiful, and I could not be happier. So, moving on from the personals into war viability. If you are going into a rival war, preferably you would want something mag-fed, or you know, basically something not like this. Not to say that you couldn't do well in a rival war with this thing. It is shooting. The box claims 90 FPS. I can't fucking attest to that at all, because I still don't have a goddamn chronograph yet. I am gonna get a chronograph at some point, but just, I don't know. There's a few things I wouldn't be able to, sheerly just because of the fact that, like, the sledge fire and stuff, I wouldn't be able to chronograph that very well. Mostly just because of, like, oh yeah, 3 darts doesn't work very well in a chronograph. But, you know, I can still test the majority of the stuff that I've got, like the rival stuff and the mega stuff. I don't know about Vortex. I could give Vortex a go, actually. That might be worth it. But either way, back to the salad. So, war viability. For the size, you could definitely carry around something different. You know, you could carry a takedown, have 2 less rounds, but it would be smaller. Of course, you lose out on the slam fire with the takedown, but you know, if you want something like a shotgun, you can grab an Atlas. And even then, you'd have the extra magazines on you anyway. So, you know, if you're running this thing as a primary, definitely have a couple of pouches of rounds, or like a man bag of rounds or something. Because you're gonna need them. Because you know, 10 rounds. In terms of like the unfair comparisons with like the Prometheus and the Nemesis, and to a minor extent Perseus, obviously those dominate because they are meant to dominate. Whereas this thing's just meant to be fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you took this into a war, you'd probably get a few looks, but then you'd also get a few nods from the people that get it, that you're only there for fun, and like you're not there to win, and all that other kind of shit. Because this thing is fun. It is just big, it's chunky, it's a boomstick. It is an boomstick. It's just, it's big, and you know, it's dumb, and I like dumb very clearly because of the collection I have. But you know, it is. So if you are a rivaler, you probably have something very similar to this already. For example, like the takedown, I'm pretty sure the takedown had like an internal mag extender mod or something that you could do to it to give it 10 rounds. Obviously, with the rival range being so vast, you know, there's a lot of options for a lot of people. And, you know, if you're gonna go pump action, then get a Takedown or a Hades. Or like, I don't know. Or maybe the Vision? No, not the Vision, I can't remember what that one is. The Pathfinder. Yeah, like, again, so that'd be mag-fed, so technically better. If you wanted something newer like this, I believe the Forerunner is also a pump action, but it's got a normal, you know, it's got a pistol grip instead of the shotgun grip. It's got a pistol grip, and I believe it holds 2 more rounds at 12. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it holds 2 more rounds. But yeah, I mean, overall, if you're gonna use this thing in a rival war, prepare to get flywheeled, I guess, because, you know, people have a Nemesis, a Perseus, or a Prometheus, or like a, I don't fucking know, just a bunch of other stuff, you know, like a Chaos or something. I mean, to be fair, if you're using a Chaos in 2026, that is respectable, because that thing is weird. But my personal opinions, my personal purchase recommendations, my PPR for both of these and just all of the guns that we've shown in this video. So the Gelfire Ghost, my PPR on that one, even though you probably got it in the first half, but I'm doing this now because I'll remember. The PPR on that one, worth it, I think. For gellers, maybe not. If you're trying to get into gel blasting, maybe that's worth it, I don't know. The Model 1887, if you can find it for cheap, my personal PPR on that, my PPR on that one is worth it. Absolutely worth it. Just for the sheer quality and authenticity of the mechanism and all that other stuff. Okay, so yeah, personal recommendation, pretty good. The Mirage PPR, worth it. It's good. It's cheap. Go get it. And obviously for the Saturn, just go get it. If you can fucking find one, that is. This thing has been a massive pain in the ass to find. I mean, it's taken me so long to find this that I ended up getting a Prometheus first, and then a Perseus, and then I found this. So if you can find it, it is definitely worth it. It is just, it's big, it's ridiculous, it's fun, and that's what I love about this hobby. And that is it for this video, guys. So let me be real with y'all. The Lego video probably isn't going to be the first one this year. It's probably going to be, it's going to be this one. I know I said in the first half that I might release the Lego one first. To be completely upfront with you, I have not filmed the Lego video. It is the 14th as of recording this section. I believe the previous section was recorded on the 11th? Was it the 11th? I think it was the 11th. So I haven't recorded that video, but I will record it next. This video is going to be the first video of 2026, so, you know, all that jazz, I guess. But this year is going to be interesting, purely because last year I got a majority of the stuff that I wanted for this collection. So now it's probably going to be more Lego focused this year, until I kind of find something interesting that I want to look at or something. Or more than likely I'll just end up going back through Coop772's videos and just being like, oh, I want that one now because that looks cool. But you know, I'm always hunting for stuff. You know, I've spent a lot of time browsing the second-hand market for these things. And obviously the brand new stuff that comes through, like the X-Shot piston pump, that was a late last year release in the UK, I think. I can't remember. But you know, it's always something. But 2026 is going to be an interesting year for this channel. Possibly more Lego centric. I haven't quite decided yet. I am going to be doing stuff with the dungeon at some point, purely because this place looks so fucking boring right now. So there's probably going to be like a couple more vlog style things this year, purely because of how barren this place actually is. I've got plans for this place. On like a bunch of shelving and other shit, and maybe some art on the walls or something. I don't know. I say I don't know. I do know. I have plans to like sort stuff out. It's just the time off with work and the finances and all that other stuff. But you know, it'll come together. It'll come together slowly at some point. But yeah, so that ends this video, guys. Happy 2026, I guess. I hope this year treats you better than last year did me, funnily enough. But either way, I will see you all